Hello, everybody. Another crazy wild day in the markets, and I thought I would start off with FERN. Well, as I was talking yesterday, I was hoping that we would get maybe one more down trace here, retrace, but it decided to just keep going up. I got my toes wet right here, believe it or not, way up here, but a very, very small amount just to uh, kind of keep track of things as they're going along. I put it on my watch list here, obviously my position list, and we'll see what happens here. We're getting very, very close, messing with that fourth deviation here. I still expect eventually here, guys, what goes up, it doesn't keep going up. You're throwing a rock up in there and it's going to come down. So if you guys aren't in it yet, don't get FOMO. Or you can do what I did and just put a little dabble in there just in case. But we're going to get a retracement, just like I was saying yesterday. It comes up, it comes down, it comes up, it comes down. But now it's coming down a little bit less higher. So, about right here, probably 0257 ish. I know some of you guys were saying, say the numbers out loud. We can't see them. And I'm so sorry about that, guys. I tried to find a way to zoom in. I haven't found anything yet. I bring that up and the numbers are still the same, I do believe. So, yeah. I will still try to find a way of doing that. Let me know. I just zoomed in like that. It seemed like the numbers were a little bigger, but some of you guys on the phones and stuff, you can't see that. So I'm really going to try to call out those numbers and help you guys out. But with FERN again, it's just amazing. It keeps pushing away, but we will be getting a pullback soon. Some of you guys that are in way down here, it's crazy. You're probably wondering, should I get out? It's awfully high. Should I take my profits? And again, I'm not an advisor, but it's never unwise to take money, take profits, and then maybe with the pullback, get back in, or maybe just take your initial investment out, and then take that initial investment and put it into something else that you don't have yet. That's just getting ready to kick off, like LCBS or something like that. And then you're just playing with free money and you don't have to worry about it because, yeah, it's going to come down and your profit and your portfolio is going to show it coming down, but it's profit. And then just let it fly and then take your investment, put it into something else and do the same thing. Next thing 4, 5, 6 months down the line, you have 7 or 8 stocks and it's all profit money and none of it is your investment, so you're not losing anything. You're just playing with what I call monopoly money. So that's one way of looking at it. Or you could take out your profits and leave your investment in, keep a tight stop loss and go from there. Buy the dips on the way up. If you start seeing downtrend, take it out and wait for the downtrend to stop, put it back in. That's one of the strategies. So that's what I have with FERN. Ilist today kind of surprised me also. I saw this really big dip, and again, I said it was so strong, so straight down. We could, get a parabolic down just as much as we had a parabolic up. And what does it do? It gaps up. So that's the OTC for you. We will have a comeback here, a retracement. Whether or not it might jump up again or in again, but eventually we will have some kind of retracement here. Considering where we're at right now, the 50% Fibonacci would be around the 0.3247 area, which would be right here. A little bit farther of a retracement would be 0.3024 on the 61% retracement. If it gets down to 0.2705, that is the 78% retracement. Then we're thinking about um, you know getting our profits, definitely getting our profits out. You should probably have uh, an average trading day range loss, so you should be getting stopped out if it comes down into this area. But definitely, if you start coming down here, like for me, I'm right here. I'd be taking my profits and waiting for it to dip back down and then start coming back up again, something like that. So, but FERN Ilist is just absolutely still taking off and is so strong that we just don't know what's going to be going on here. So we just have to keep going day by day and being cautious with our money. Sybil, again, kind of the same thing. Big parabolic jump up, then we have a big dip down. The wick came all the way down just about at the 50% retracement. And like I said, you want 50% retracement, but usually you want a nice, even, slow rest in order for it to have another nice run, kind of like this down here. Just nice and easy 45-degree down, nice 45-degree up, but the OTC likes to just go crazy like this. It went up again, surprisingly today. A lot of buying pressure coming in. The bears tried to push it down, and they just came right back up and had a green day today. What's concerning is we're way up here now, and we held the fourth deviation. Amazing strength. That is, like I said before, 99.8, 99.9% of the time it does not hold this area. Just like yesterday, it came up there, it broke it, but it came back down. And then we had a retracement, a gap up retracement, and then today it just kept going up. So very, very interesting what to do with this. I'm with you guys. This is kind of nail biting stuff, but does this look like nail biting stuff right here? Right? Well, come on. I mean, this is only 50 cents. So if you look at this in the big picture, well, here's 10 cents right here. I'm sorry, yeah, we're at 0.04, so 4 cents. And way up here is $1. And you're sweating this. Okay, this is what the big boys look at. This is, the historical, the hedge funds. They look at the charts every now and then down at this range, but this is what the big boys look at right here. This is the 20-year monthly chart. They look at the monthlies. And what I like right here is this is looking really interesting. Really interesting here. So the high here is 0.0421. We're getting very close to that. If we break that, this could be really, really fun. So with Sybil, it's definitely getting interesting. Next, we have LGBS. And LGBS caught me again a little bit by surprise. I thought that we would be maybe heading down, and here's a typical bazaar. The OTC just kind of gaps down and then or gaps up, I'm sorry, and then proceeds to finish off the rest of the day going south. So overall, we're still in a downtrend. We can just connect the highs right here. The highest high, we don't want to put it down here and have this line crossing all these candles. We want to put it on the highest one. So this is a downtrend line here, and we are under it. So we're now in bearish territory here. So we have to be careful just because we see it kind of coming up. does not mean that we can't continue downward. I have this little green area here. It's a long story. On my other chart, we do have a wedge setting up, and it's going to be determined about this area right here, 0.0087 area, whether we will break this downward trend and continue upward, or we will continue downward. Matter of fact, I know it's hard to figure that out, so I will, let's see if I can put that on the chart here real quick. With my Bukowski trend lines, here we go. So we have this downward trend right here. I know it's a little different from here, but the Bukowski goes off of different factors here. And then we have this upward support line right here. So we're working our way down to this area, and it's symmetrical, so it could go either way. But one other thing that we have to look at is we see these lows right here, and that is forming, oh, let's see here, that's forming a descending triangle, not a wedge, a triangle. And whoa, well, I guess I can't move my lines. Well, we'll do it this way. So we have this area right here, and then we have this right here coming down. So this is what they call a triangle when it's flat, and it really has to be very, very close to being as flat as can be. A little bit more like this. Now that's a wedge. That's different. That's a symmetrical wedge, and that means it could go break up or break down like that. Okay. But when it's flat like this, that's a triangle. And the best way to remember how to do triangles versus wedges is a wedge, would look like this. And wherever it's pointing, the arrow's pointing this way, the movement will go the opposite. So this is a bullish wedge. It's called a descending wedge. Okay? And the very exact opposite is if you have a wedge like this. Let's say the price is coming from either way, but usually from the upside this happens. Now it's coming up like this, and wherever the arrow is pointing, it goes the other way. Usually it's a continuation move. Okay, so that's what they call an ascending wedge. Now, what we have here is not a wedge. It's a triangle. The triangle is when it's flat on one side. Now, the best way to look at this is, or the best way to remember is when you see something like this where it's very flat, you have all these, it bottoms out, bottoms out, bottoms out, and the move is getting, here's big, but now this is smaller, and this smaller, smaller, something like that. The way to remember, okay, Ron, okay, fine, but where does this go? Now you told us about wedges, now you're telling me about this triangle thing. Well, the triangle is formed because of this flat line. As I said about where the wedges point, it goes the other way. So if it's pointing down, it goes up, up, it goes down. With the triangle, it always goes toward, well, not always, but a high majority of the time, it goes toward the flat side. Okay, so this, unfortunately, we all want, LGBS just to go straight up forever. But stocks, they go up, and then they go down, they go up, and then they go down, they go up, and they come down. So this is starting to look like it might be forming this descending triangle, which is bearish, and is continuing so far down this downward resistance trend line here. So that is something that we have to be aware of. Now, if LGBS continues down and then breaks this line right here, well, then it breaks the the triangle pattern, and then we won't have to worry about that. Okay, so but that's something that you want to be careful of, and that was here's the line right here. So it's a long story. I did this in haste, so we should be seeing what's going on about right here with LGBS. Hopefully it will break the pattern and come up here and maybe finish going up on this upward support line here and break the pattern. That'd be great. But right now we have to go according to the past. Trend lines are the only things that really show you what most likely will happen in the future. Moving averages only tell you what happened in the past. Okay, yep, this is going up, it's going up, and it's going up. But if you notice, it went from green to orange, a little bit green, and then it turned to orange again. So, this only tells you what's going on here. If this goes down, really bad tomorrow, then this moving average will, start coming down like that. So, you always have to keep that in mind. So with that said, with LGBS, a little bit of a lesson there. Next thing I have is Ilist. Where is Ilist? There we go. Ilist, again, crazy, just insane up. We have a big dip down and now coming back up again. We will only when it's like this, guys, is wait and see what happens. It just went crazy today, and a lot of fighting back and forth. It went down, it came up, it came down. So there's buying pressure and there's selling pressure, and we ended up 23%. We held above that 90. This is so rare. It's so crazy. In here, I talked about 2 stocks today that held over that, and it's 99.8 to 99.9% of every stock. It does not hold above that line, and we've had 2 of them here. That kind of tells me that the OTCs are starting to heat up a little bit prematurely. I would say, not as a whole, but on the more popular stocks, this is happening. So what to do? Again, I'm hoping for retracement. Yes, it came all the way down to 0.2, around the 0.264 level, 0.2652. So technically, it had its nice low 50% rest. More than that, it went down to the 68 area. But you don't want to see that. You want to see a nice steady rest, like a 45-degree angle rest, and that will help you have a bigger move past the previous high. But when you have something parabolic like this, the rule of thumb is really fast up, really fast down. Now, usually, like I said yesterday, really fast down, it really, really comes down. This didn't do that. It stopped at around the 68% area right there. So hence people saw that and stayed in it. Tomorrow's Friday, and we know Fridays are usually a bunch of people selling off. What I like to call Friday is buy day, because people are selling off. It's getting cheap, and then you buy in Friday at the end of the day, and then you're ready for Monday. And if Monday it sells off, you buy here and it continues to tank, well, then you have to be careful, have your stop loss and be ready, um, and then wait for the the entry point to come back in again on the stock after it's made its retracement. So with that said, I really hope you guys had a really good night. Again, these are based off of a lot of these stocks here, or just about most of them right now. They all come from Moon Market and the Moon Market Discord. Unbelievable family, and it's just getting huge. It's just amazing. The guys coming on the stream in the morning, looking at my pre-market scans, and just discussing again the stocks, the picks on the Discord, and now we're starting kind of like a little learning go through with learning of the basic, some of the basic, I would say, strategies. And right now we are going through trying to look for golden cross plays, and so it's off of the 50 SMA, the 20 SMA, and the 180 SMA right here, and we're looking for crossovers, kind of like this, and then after the crossover we get in and play it up, like this one would have been a really good one to find. I have a scanner for that we're going to be going over and setting up, just like a little. We're going to have a little powwow on Saturday, and we're going to get a little list for a little swing play for everyone to get into when we see a crossover, and make a call up and see what happens, and we'll learn. Everyone's just putting in a little bit of money. The beginners, we want to try to teach them money management also. So we're doing stuff like that on Moon Market's Discord, and it's going really well. So I would highly encourage you guys to, if you haven't yet, to come on in and just give us a look. And I also, if you guys enjoy the video, these videos, I know they're not super Hollywood, and I don't edit anything. What you hear, it's me. A lot of humming and hawing, and but I'm an old, and I'm not professional enough. Don't have the time to edit things. I'm sorry about that. And of course, I probably forgot to do a lot of the prices here today. But hopefully I'm getting better. But it's just. We're having a really good time here, and with that also, with that school is school, I guess, just all of us learning together. That's going to be really, really interesting. We're going to see what's going on, and a lot of people just putting in $50 and seeing what happens, and watching their portfolios grow and getting learning how to do different strategies. This is a really, really basic one, but it is very effective. So that would be something that we're going to be doing. And one other side note here, I think I tried to do it last night, and I'm very sorry, and it's running late tonight. I still might do it, I don't know. I'll have to ask the wife. But I'm going to be going over how to set up these deviations. So I'm going to kind of give a little instruction video on how to set up the deviations, and then I'm also going to be doing maybe a video on a lot of the indicators that I have. Some, like this one here, is the absolute strength histogram. This comes from Use ThinkScript. These are free. This is a free one. This shows the bullish volume, and the red line right here shows the bearish volume, and so as you can see, as the bullish descends and the bearish ascends volume, what happens? It goes down, and vice versa. When the bullish comes over the bearish, you see that right there, and look what happens. So indicators like that, and then I have a bunch of paid ones also, like my wolf wedge and my histogram. I'm sorry, my Robertson regressions. Like I think I told you the other day about these are paid for indicators. So I'm thinking about doing a video on explaining what these things do. I'm not going to get super technical on it. I don't want to, this isn't a, hey, this is how much I know about this stuff. I just want to keep things basic. But I want to explain somewhat these things. So in case you like those things, you really like this one here, or you like the wolf wedge, or you like this is the it's not a good example because it's not showing it on here, but this is a divergence indicator. When it finds a divergence, it puts a line on here and puts a line on here and shows you that there's going to be a move to the upside or downside. This is another paid for one, and that is on use or fun with ThinkScript. I'm sorry. I'll put the link below to that one also, and then when I do that video, I'll have the link down. Obviously, again, I'll continue to put that down there, and you guys can, if you can, please put use the link, and I will get a little percentage off of the indicators. If I continue to buy some, I'll get percentage off that. So that will help me out very much, and I think thank you guys for the likes and the subscribes, and put comments down. I know it's been I'm trying to get to some of them where you're like, hey, can you check this out and check out this chart. I definitely want to start getting in broadening out my the charts that I'm doing. I'm invested in these things. Literally, I'm invested, but also I know I want to be sensitive to a lot of other plays that are out there that you guys are asking about, and then there's some that I'm really looking at that no one's even commented on, like TGGI, AUNXF. Some of those, ENG also is another one on my list. I am invested in ENG. I want to do a video on that, but sometimes, when you're a new grandfather, things come up, and the family comes first. So, but I will try to get those things out there. I'm sorry about being so long-winded, guys. I hope all of you made it through this, and have a good night, and hopefully we'll have a green tomorrow.